everybody. How are you doing on this fine Sunday evening? It's almost time. It's almost time for MLS season to start. I mean, it's starting this week. Unbelievable that it's starting this week, but it should be a lot of fun. Uncle Ed is still in Ecuador. I think actually he is in an airport right now, waiting for his flight. So we're flying solo today. So everybody in the chat room, help drive the conversation tonight. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. So that should be fun. Plus, we'll go over some of the jerseys if we have time, which we should. So we talked a little bit about the Inter Miami black jersey and the Minnesota jersey on Wednesday with Brian Korstad. If you haven't watched that, go take a listen to that Wednesday night show where you got a perspective of the calendar change from somebody that lives in the Nordic, whatever. I mean, it's way too cold. I don't know. I don't understand how he lives up there. I even asked him that on the conversation. Why live there? But anyways, we'll go watch that. It's a fun conversation. Anyways, before we get too far, let's do what we always do and say thank you to Caneswear. Caneswear is where you go to get all your Messi merchandise. If Messi's swallowing all of South Florida, go and support a local business. Stop giving your money to the big box stores and go and give your money to a local business. It really will help them. So go to Caneswear. They're located in Davie, Florida, just south of 595 on University Drive. And also you can go to caneswear.com. All orders over $99 ship for free. All right. So, let's say hello to a few of you guys that are in the chat. To start off with, we've got one of our members, Julio Enriquez. So, if you want to become a member, help the channel out a little bit more, please click that join button, like Julio did. Mighty Sports 72 is here. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs, welcome. Francisco is here. Buenas noches. Boss Daddy is here. Cynical Tube, Inter Miami evening. Will Messi take a big role in the MLS season or very little? Huh. Okay. Well, let me put a star to that. We'll come back to that. Our friend from Atlanta is here. How was that Bad Bunny concert? Nobody watched the Super Bowl. Huh? I watched the Bad Bunny concert. It wasn't for me, but I could appreciate it. I liked how it spotlighted a culture, and I thought he did a very good job of spotlighting that culture. But musically, it's just not for me. I mean, I'm old school. I want to hear rock. Like the Green Day performance before the game, that was more for me. That was more my style. But I could appreciate it. LM10 is here. Welcome. Young Tokrico. Louis Rodriguez is here. Young Tokrico, whatever. Sorry. Says you missed the show for weeks. Well, where you been? Oh, LM10 says Bad Bunny was great, in my opinion. Louis Rodriguez says, on the contrary, Bad Bunny concert was the most viewed and it set records. I think, I don't know. Was it the most viewed or did it go down a little bit after some, but it was highly viewed for sure. Whatever it was highly viewed. It was viewed more than the other alternative programming. So yeah, it's that. I had conversations with my daughter about the Bad Bunny. So my daughter went to Bad Bunny concert once, and she's not a fan of the music either. But she went because a friend, said, "Hey, come with me." So she went, and she enjoyed the concert for the show. And that's how I felt about the Bad Bunny thing. It's like I can appreciate the show, the quality of the. Although I still like, if you notice the last couple Super Bowl, we're not going to talk too much about the Super Bowl, but somebody put me in that direction. The last couple Super Bowls, I noticed that the performance is not being performed for the people in the stadium. It is 100% just for the cameras because it's low on the ground. Like he's like mugging for the camera. Last year with the rapper, he's like doing his little walk at the camera. It's all about the camera, which I guess makes sense. But if you go back to some of those older Super Bowl, like I think what a lot of people consider to be the best Super Bowl halftime show, Prince, that was like a concert, right? That's you're performing to the crowd. So it's just a different, I guess they're doing it for to cut it up for social media more so now. So it's more about playing to the camera than is playing to the crowd. I don't know, just something I noticed. But Francisco also saying he's not a Bad Bunny fan, but it was entertaining. Yeah, for me, the coolest part was spotlighting a part of an American culture, because Puerto Rico is part of the United States. Yeah, sort of. They are Americans. And so it was cool. Julio says, Bunny who? The Easter Bunny. Anu says it's number 1. It beat Michael Jackson. Okay. Boss Daddy says it's more of a music video than a concert type. Exactly. They're mugging for the camera. It is. It's 100% a music video. Also, are you honestly comparing the King of Pop with this bunny guy? Well, again, we could spend all day talking about like in this kind of thing about like, because it's all anything with like art or anything like that, it's all up taste. Like, and it's your cup of tea or it's not. But the way I am with this kind of thing is I can appreciate the show without enjoying the music. The music just wasn't for me, but I could enjoy the presentation, I guess you'd say. Anyways, let's get back to the conversation at hand, and that is what Alpha here is saying. T-minus 6 days before beginning of a treble season. Can't wait. Exactly. It is, one of the cool things. Oh, and, if you guys want to leave a voicemail, you can. Where is the voicemail? Well, I'm not promoting because I don't know where my button is for voicemail. I might have taken it away. I cleaned up my box here that I use to switch things, and I might have deleted it. Anyways, one of the things that's I was saying, I think recently that the off season seems to be getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Well, especially if you're in the championship game. If you're in the championship game, it's super short. And it was cool too. If I turned the camera around, the wall that I'm facing is kind of like my Inter Miami wall, right? It should be the wall behind me, but it's not. The wall I look at is Inter Miami wall. And I got a couple pictures of like me and my wife, me and my brother, and Inter Miami stuff. It's fun. But then next to it, I've got the Miami Herald in a frame, the front page of the Miami Herald in a frame, and that's pretty cool. So when you're in the championship, the off season is so darn fast. In a blink of an eye, it's time. It's time to go again. And for some teams like in like even San Diego, that look, they've already been in competitive games already because of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. We obviously are in it as well, but we're going to go into it a little bit later. Oh, look at this. Young Tokrico says the MLS Cup was more attractive than the Super Bowl this year. Well, I mean, that's all perspective, right? I mentioned that on the Wednesday night show. Something about the Super Bowl came up, football or whatever came up. I don't remember why, but I had said that like MLS is more important to me than say NFL. I like both, but it's what you like more, right? And I focus and pay more attention to the MLS than I do the NFL, even though I watch all the Dolphin games too. But I'm like, I have, for like the Dolphins, I have a Dolphins hat. For my Inter Miami, I've got a closet full of stuff, right? So it's just where I put my money, my time, and my energy is. So it's all just what you're into, right? So I would agree to Young that the MLS Cup was more attractive than the Super Bowl, at least for us. If you're in here, you're a diehard Inter Miami fan, or well, maybe not Inter Miami fan because we do have a new Weissman. He's a closet Inter Miami fan. He secretly wants to live down here. We all know that. LMT's calendar change. I didn't hear about that. You're joking, right? I don't. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not, because I'm just reading a comment. I don't know if you're being joking or not. But yeah, calendar change. We're switching the calendar. Exactly. Oh yeah, Mr. Kratz, where you been? We're gonna have a European calendar in case you weren't joking. I'm not sure if you're joking or not, LM10, but we're switching the calendar to match that of the Europe. So next, at the end of this season, there'll be the break, the same amount of time that there is now. A short season will kick off in February and go from February to, I think, May is what they said, and then that'll be a short 14 game season, I think. And then we're going to then permanently, starting in July, will be the new beginning of the new 27-28 season, and that will be permanent. Anu Weissman saying, shut it, Peter. He doesn't want his secret out. Anu doesn't want his secret out that he secretly loves South Florida. Richard Greenberg is here. And you know what, Anu, I know I'll give you this. Maybe you like South Florida the way I like Orlando. Like Ed likes to tease me that I like Orlando a lot, but really, I just like the house of the mouse. I like one place in Orlando. So you're not joking. Oh, okay. So you just didn't know. All right, well, that's fair. You could go back and listen to my show from Wednesday night where you can actually, we don't go into super great detail as far as the calendar change, because I guess at that point I talk about it, but I think we've already assumed that most people know about it. And what we're doing in that conversation is getting a viewpoint from somebody from Minnesota. And I went after Minnesota specifically because, well, I know somebody from Minnesota. And two, I saw like on Twitter so many people from Minnesota complaining. And the complaint wasn't only about some of the games being in the cold weather. The actually louder complaints were the fact that they're losing games in that those summer months, like May and June. Those games that we would normally play in May and June will be the off season now. And like people in Minnesota, that is the most perfect weather. They live for that weather, and those are the kind of weather that everybody wants to go out and go support your team, right? So they're actually more upset about losing those summer months than they are about being in the cold. So, but Richard Greenberg's going to have to go through this, so it'll be interesting to get his perspective too. Okay, here is his perspective. I'm done when TFC moves its calendar. Will not support it. Well, we will take you, Richard. We will take you. You could come down here. I know you travel down here from time to time, like all good Canadians do. So we will take you. You could get rid of the red shirt and put on the pink shirt. It's it's in the same family. Just a little, take a little less magenta and take out some of that yellow, and then you got pink. So there you go. I like soccer in the warm soccer. Well, again, come here. Come here. Oh no, you sold your house in Boca. Well, you can still travel. There's hotels. We have hotels. You can still travel. Louis Rodriguez saying this game against LAFC will be interesting. So that's what I put in the thumbnail. It should be fun. LAFC versus Miami. It's going to be in the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. So they're going big in the Coliseum, and are we ready for it? Will Messi play? That's Messi has an injury. It sounds like it's somewhat minor, just a little bit of rest. I assume he should be okay for it, but will he play? So it'll be interesting. I mean, they have the large Coliseum for one reason, and that reason is Messi. So I assume he's going to play, and but we'll see. So the other question I had in this is like, have we done enough in this offseason? What are your thoughts? Have we done enough in this offseason to replace Jordi Alba and Busquets, to improve our defense? I think getting Berterame is good for the offense, so I think we may have done pretty good there. And if he's not playing for some reason, you put Allende up there. It worked in the playoffs, right? So that's not a problem. But I do have concerns that did we do enough watching those preseason games? Did we do enough to replace Busquets? You know, DePaul to me is a huge letdown so far. DePaul's a huge letdown. So and in the preseason games, he made several bad passes. So thought being that DePaul replaces Busquets, I don't know. We'll see. Bright gets a good opportunity to play in that midfield, but have we done enough in that midfield, or do you feel like we might need a little bit more in the midfield? Because I know we like to talk about, and here LM10 says still a bit worried about defense, and I agree. But if you notice, no matter who is on this team, we struggle in our defense. And that's our midfield is doesn't play lets the ball go through it too easily, and then we push up so much. Our defenders are pushed up so much, and so all right. Boss Daddy says offense, yes, he agrees. Defense, yes. Midfield to be determined. See, I don't know about defense. I honestly don't know. So, I mean, we brought in, where's my thing? We brought in Reguilon. Well, I mean, he might be good, but he's injured. So we don't know. Hopefully he's good. Facundo Mura, I'm not sold so far with what I saw. What I saw was he was slow. And the way we play, you have to be fast on those wings because they push up our defenders so high that you've got to book it to get back. You got to be fast. And I felt like he was slow. Now, we only got a small sample size, and it was preseason only. So we got to cut him some slack. But I have questions there. Is he the answer? Or not, right? Because you figure you bring in Mura. I always say, you brought him in to be a starter. You didn't bring him in because you just want to say give depth. I don't think. I think you brought him in because you planned on him being a starter. He felt slow to me, but hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully he is an improvement. Mikael, I think should be good. We saw a little bit of him, so he's got the height, and so the defense there could be better. So I don't know. I still have some concerns. But then again, this last year we didn't have the best defense when we won the championship. So, we can overcome it because we've got Messi. Louis Rodriguez says, Messi can play as a playmaker for our midfield. I prefer that. I prefer when Messi was playing that false 9 or even just plays as a 10 or something like that. I prefer that, to be honest. Oh, look at this. Reading a comment here. Julio says, talking about a place in Orlando. We just got a home here. I'm setting it up for Airbnb. Maybe we could plan a trip to come see a game with Uncle Ed and Julio. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Let's do it. Actually, I was looking at this calendar. In just 2 weeks, right? The March 1st, Miami's in Orlando. I wonder if I can convince my wife to. That's a Sunday, so there would probably be no show because I would be going to that. I'm thinking about maybe seeing if I can go up to Orlando that weekend. I'm not sure. I mean, I go up a lot, so it's not exactly hard to go there, but see what the ticket prices are and kind of stuff like that, and see if what the other plans are around the house, family and all that. So we are a 1-car family. So me and my wife, we share a car. We don't have 2 cars in the house anymore because we both work from home. But every once in a while, it becomes a pain in the neck if, let's say, she said, "Yeah, you go to Orlando, I'll stay home." Well, then she doesn't have a car for the weekend, right? So it gets a little tricky in my house because some cost saving measures, and it just didn't seem like it made sense to pay for 2 cars when, again, one of us or we're both work from home, right? So like at times I don't leave the house. The only time I leave the house sometimes lately, well, now that we got a puppy, right? So we got a dog. He's turned 5 months today. My puppy is 5 months old today. Go to the dog park a lot. That's when I get out of the house. That and going to Inter Miami games. Other than that, I stay home all the time. All right, so let's go back. Louis Rodriguez mentioning, once this competition starts, it's game on for Miami. We'll know game after game on our defense if it's weak or not. Sure. Time will tell. Time will tell. And look, I had heard, through whatever grapevine, that they still want another central defender. They're still going after a central defender. But there's also been some rumors about a midfielder as well. And I think we could still use some help in the midfield. I'm not a DePaul fan, but I know that no matter what, they're going to play him. No matter what. And I don't hate DePaul. I just don't think he's worth the price. I just don't think it was worth the price. And Bright, as much as I love him, if you can improve, we need it. I mean, I'm thinking about here's, and we're going to talk about jerseys in a little bit, but I've always have a dilemma of I want to get a name on the back of my jersey, and who am I going to get on the back of my jersey? Now, I know LM10, since you're called LM10, would want me to get Messi. I already have 2 Messi shirts. I've got the blue one. That's a Messi shirt. Oh, I have and I might continue this trend. The third kits, the alternate kits, those third kits, both times. There's the aqua and the blue one. Both of those I got as Messi's. So I've got a Messi jersey. So I'd want to get a Messi jersey. And so I'm always wondering, like, what name am I going to get on the back of my shirt? And like last year I got Fafa. And as soon as I got Fafa, he didn't play, right? I think I liked him because he's local. He came back home. I remember watching him as a Fort Lauderdale striker. He is a good player. He didn't get played enough. So I was like, oh, that was a waste. I had Campana before. As soon as I put his name on the back of the jersey, he goes to the bench and he eventually gets sold. Right? So I have this thing where it's like if I put Bright on the back of my shirt, for example, because I like Bright and I like to support like the homegrowns or draft picks or things like that, the lesser knowns that have shown a lot of with my luck, I'll get Bright on the back of my jersey. He'll go to the bench, never play again, or get sold. Same thing if I get Allen, or same thing if I get Frey. I really would like to get Frey because he's a Coconut Creek kid. But then once I get it, they'll sell him. I don't know. That's my 2 cents on that, and that's my little dilemma about what name do I get the back of my jersey. I don't even know how I went down that path. But yes, we will know how good the defense is. Well, and I mentioned this before. I think the first 3 games of this MLS season. Hang on. No, Julio. No, I will not put DePaul. Even you heard I complain. Allende's not a bad idea. He doesn't fit my mold of being kind of more localized, but he was good and he broke out. And one thing I like about Allende is the fact that I used to bitch about Allende a lot. I used to complain that Allende was not delivering, right? Because he did hit a slump for a while. And then all of a sudden he was great. So. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs says, get Messi and he retires after this season. I don't know if he'll retire after this season. I mean, he might play another year. I mean, he's on a 1-1, right? Every year he'll make a decision. But like I said, I might continue this trend that I think I'm gonna buy the black jersey, right? But I also might, depending on what it looks like, buy the third kit. There will be a third kit this year. So I'm curious to what they'll do with that third kit. The first 2 third kits had kind of a blue theme to them, like a teal, aqua, and then straight blue. I don't know if they'll continue that kind of bluish theme on their third kits or if they'll go something a little more unique. Time will tell. I mean, I would love them to do something that's like a throwback to South Florida soccer. Make something that looks like the Strikers, or make something that looks like the Miami Fusion, or even go further back in the Miami Gatos or something like that, or Toros. I think that'd be cool, paying homage to the history of soccer in South Florida. But I don't know. Who knows? But anyways, if I get that third kit, then I would do Messi, kind of continue that trend. I don't know. Rick says, can you get Suarez so he takes the bench for a while? That would be my luck. Yeah, exactly. If you want Suarez on the bench, all I got to do is put his name on the back of my shirt. Done. Oh, Boss Daddy says, I'm getting Allende home jersey with the star just as a remembrance for that playoff run. That's not a bad idea. I like your take on that. I like your take. I might do the same. Might do the same. LM10 says, Allende was awesome during the playoffs. He was. That was his comeback, right? Because when he first got here, he was, I thought, really good. I thought he showed a lot of promise for the first few games and then dipped for most of the season. And then at the tail end of the season and then into the playoffs, he was a whole new player, right? Star of the playoffs. I mean, he's the MVP of the playoffs, my opinion. So other than Messi, maybe, but A new Weissman has the same problems in Atlanta. Says, I feel you on that, Peter. Got it. Jay Martinez tears ACL, got released. Julian Gressel traded. Miles Robinson ruptures Achilles, left for Cincinnati. Yeah. And here's the thing: these are expensive jerseys. Now Ed told me get your own name on the back because like Ed puts Uncle Ed 69 on the back, and the Uncle Ed works. That's kind of his nickname, right? It works. But I personally feel weird. Now, I've done it before. I've done it with the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. What I used to do with the Strikers, when I would buy those old, when they were in the USL or the NASL 2.0, I would get my name and then I would put Brown and then I would put the year. So it'd be like now for like this year, it'd be like, Brown 26, right? So that's what I used to do. But I don't know. I kind of feel weird putting my name on the back. I don't play for the team. So I don't know. That's just kind of. Here. We'll continue on the naming thing. I wasn't planning on talking about this, but you never know where the show goes and where my mind goes. Our best defender was Falcone. So going back to the names, my wife would love for me to get Falcone. If she was going to buy a jersey, and she's not because she's not getting season tickets this year. If she was going to get a jersey, she would get Falcone. She would love for me to get Falcone. And that's a consideration. I think Ed said he might get Falcone because he wants to get a Falcone wig and kind of be Falcone. Yes, Boss Daddy, a new Weissman can get a Fafa jersey now. So when is okay, let's look at this calendar. Let's plan my travel itinerary maybe. When is Miami in Atlanta this year? I assume they're in Atlanta at some point. Not until October. October. In October. If I could find a way to go to that game in October, I would wear my Fafa Inter Miami shirt, even though he's on the other team. But I'm still, local guy. He's a former Fort Lauderdale striker. Don't laugh, Anu. Don't laugh. He anytime, people can complain about Fafa because people used to give me a hard time for putting his name on the back of my jersey and all that kind of stuff. Whenever he gets on the field, he does make a difference. I'm not going to say he always scores and stuff like that. He makes a difference. Hustles on the field like better than anybody. VL1114 says, does Messi resume individual training? I think for now. I don't know. I mean, who knows? I mean, we don't know how bad his injury is. I mean, they say it doesn't sound bad. But who knows? Time will tell. Joshua says, how many trophies do you predict Miami will win this season? So their main focus is CONCACAF Champions Cup. And that's going to be a tough one. I mean, look, if any team's going to do it right now, it's probably Inter Miami. But MLS teams do have a hard time winning that tournament. But that is the goal. And that's really where my mind was when kind of talking about the team. Did we improve the team enough to win CONCACAF Champions Cup? I don't know. I'm not sure. Time will tell. We're just going to have to get into the season and see how it all works out. but so I'm going to put down they're winning that one because I want them to, not for any real, I don't have any real, reason other than I want them to. And so that one, and then repeating as MLS champions is tough, but why not? So let's say 2. Let's say they win 2 trophies. Let's say, and you could swap out. Maybe they lose the CONCACAF Champions Cup, but win the Leagues Cup. I don't know. Let's say they win 2. LM10 says 2 as well. Boss Daddy, as far as Messi's health, I doubt they would have rescheduled the PR game for the 26th if they thought he'd still be out. Exactly. They reschedule that just because they, man, they don't want to hear the people complain as far as if he doesn't travel to Puerto Rico and things like that. So Anu says, if I come, I'll have Trulies in the cooler. All right. I'm right now drinking a Topo Chico. All right. Cause the Arguve says, let's go. Exactly. Let's go. I am excited for the start of the season. That's it. And also, let's talk about this for a second. I don't know how many of you people in this chat right now are season ticket holders, but if you are, you should have received an email that gives you the ability to have Apple TV for free. Free. I mean, it's part of your season ticket package. So, and that was interesting for me. It was interesting because I already paid for Apple TV. I paid for a plan called, what is it called? Apple One? I think it's called Apple One. And it's a bundle. So with that bundle, I get Apple TV, Apple Music, Apple Arcade, and 2 gigs of cloud space, right? So that's what I got. I pay for that. It's like $25 a month. And so I then get the link to accept the Apple TV, because now MLS games are no longer behind that secondary paywall. They're now just every Apple TV user, subscriber, will be able to see all the MLS games. So I then enabled that free Apple TV. So now I'm kind of like paying double. I'm paying for Apple TV twice, right? So then I undo my bundle because they don't have the bundle without the Apple TV. So I unbundle. Unbundling and getting a free Apple TV, it went up $1. I'm now paying more. I'm paying $1 more, even though I'm getting a free Apple TV. How insane is that? Because obviously them bundling these 4 apps together, or these 4 services together, they're giving you a cheaper price. But unbundling them, it went up. Insane. Josh says Apple TV is free this season. Only if you're a season ticket holder. If you're a season ticket holder, it's free this season. If you're not, it costs whatever it costs, $13 a month or not $10 a month. I'm not sure. Again, I was paying for it in a bundle, but I just thought it was insane. And I can actually show, let me see if I can find, I could show where I took a screenshot. I thought it was insane. The fact that if I unbundle my, here, I'm going to just throw this up on the screen. Can I copy and paste it in here? No. All right. It's, let's see. Save to downloads. Look at this. So this is, let's get rid of the ticker. This is the bundle I had, right? The bundle costs $25.95. And if I just now, I have an existing subscription that was given to me through MLS. If I unbundle, now this bundle was $25.95. If I unbundle it and pay for these 3 products separately with my free Apple TV, I'm paying $26.97. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? So what I ended up doing is I said, you know what? I don't need Apple Arcade. I barely use it. So I just deleted that. So then I'm saving money. But I'm getting less. This is insane. And this is not MLS's fault or anything like that. This is just the fact that obviously when you bundle things, they give you a nice discount. But I thought it was crazy that I thought no matter what that my $25.95 bill would go down by like $10. No, it went up $1. 3 services because I've already got the existing subscription from MLS for Apple TV. 3 services was $26.97. How crazy is that? Anyways, I don't know if you care, but it bugged me. Julio got the email. Great. Ash Pretum is asking, does winning the CONCACAF Champions Cup qualify us for Intercontinental Cup? I'm not sure. I'm not sure anymore. Those things change all the time. I'm not sure. It's a good question. Messi Miami 22 says, I heard it's free this year with Apple Plus. Yes. So, okay. It sounds like people are already getting confused with this. And this is part of the problem with, as much as I'm an Apple guy, the fact that people get confused with this means Apple and or MLS have not done a good enough job explaining that it's too confusing for people that if you're not really in it. Like, I'm an Apple guy, I know, and I'm an MLS person, I know what's going on. But if Apple TV is not free, you have to pay for it. But if you're a season ticket holder, they're giving it to you for free. MLS is no longer behind that secondary paywall. Before, you had to pay for MLS season pass. That's gone. All MLS games will be on straight Apple TV. If you are already an Apple TV subscriber, then yeah, you're getting MLS for free. But it's because you're paying for Apple TV. It's no different than what Apple is currently doing with baseball. They have a Friday night baseball game that all Apple TV subscribers get for free. If you want to call it for free, it's part of your package, a part of paying for Apple TV. They made Apple TV a more enticing product. Apple TV is also coming soon in the next couple of weeks or month, will be the home of F1. So they made the movie F1, Apple, and now they're going to be the home of F1, at least for some of it, for your streaming. And that's not going to be behind a secondary paywall either. That is through Apple TV. So if you are an Apple TV subscriber, you will get baseball, you'll get MLS, you'll get F1, plus you'll get all the quality programming on Apple TV. I love the programming on Apple TV. If you're watching, they don't make a lot of shows, but the shows tend to be very good. Like I like Pluribus. There's several shows that I've watched that are there. Messi is saying, yes, you are correct. It's MLS is free. But it's free if you pay for Apple TV. I just want to be clear. I just want to make sure we're on the same wavelength. Free if you pay for Apple TV. Cause D Agouv said, yeah, I bought the Cup winner's authentic jersey from the MLS store. Then when I received it, there was no arm patch or the gold star. I think it's a silver star anyways. Sent the crap back and now waiting for another one. And then a news saying you should have gone to Caneswear. Well, yes, you should generally first go to Caneswear, but I will give you this. The one beef I have with Caneswear, and I love those guys, obviously longtime sponsors of the show, but they don't put the patches on, right? It's the same kind of thing as if you went to Dick's Sporting Goods, you don't get the patches. You don't get the MLS patch or any of the Apple TV sponsor, and you won't get, you might get the star. You'll get the star. So they do sell authentics, but it doesn't have patch. So if you don't care about the patch and you want to save a little money, yeah, go to Caneswear because Caneswear is going to be cheaper. You know what I've done before? I've gone to Caneswear and I've bought the shirt at a better price, support the local sponsor. And then I've taken that shirt to another store and had them put on the patches. Because there's a store in Miami, Soccer Locker, and they had the individual patches. And so they would just put on the patches for like, I don't know, it was like $1 a patch. I don't know, it was cheap. It was cheap. Causer says he had a gift card on there. All right, well, it makes sense. Hey, look, I still spend some money on the MLS website as well. Like this shirt. Caneswear doesn't sell anything with Fanatics because they're just not allowed to. Fanatics doesn't give their stuff to anybody other than their own self, right? So, and I wanted this championship shirt, so I had to buy it through the team store. So I get it. I try to buy as much as I can through Caneswear, but there are times where you don't. As far as Apple TV, Anu is saying Ted Lasso drops this summer. Yeah, Ted Lasso, quality program. They have such good programming. Pluribus is to me the new hit that I liked a lot on there. So. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs says, I think you mean Apple got rid of the MLS season pass. So all you need is Apple TV. Yes, that is a simplified way of saying it. You wrote it better than I probably said it. So, yes, there's no more season pass. You just get Apple TV and you're good to go. LM10 says, I don't have Caneswear or Dick's Sports, only online shopping or Sport Check and Adidas stores in Canada. Well, Caneswear, check out their website, caneswear.com. I know they ship international a little bit. I know I talked with them about that before, and they were planning on shipping international. Hey, we went off on a tangent. I wanted to get to some other stuff here. First, let's go through and just by the way, stadium, how's it looking? Seats are going in. It's looking great. I am going to the stadium tomorrow. I'm not going to. They don't let me in. But I will do my normal construction update from the outside tomorrow. I'm gonna take the tri-rail down to Miami and do a stadium construction. So people have been asking for a stadium update. I'm gonna get it out to you this week because I don't work tomorrow, being a President's Day, so I have the day off. So I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna go down to Miami Freedom Park and get you guys a stadium update. So. We can see that, but look at the seats. The seats are going in. It is an odd way they're putting in the seats, though. You know, at Chase, it was like you'd go like 3 or 4 seats pink, right next to it 3 or 4 seats white, 3 or 4 seats like black/gray or whatever. Here it seems to be clumped together more. Like you got a clump of white, a clump of pink. It's just an odd pattern. I think that they're putting in. I don't quite get it, and I guess we'll see when it's all done. Yeah, Boss Daddy saying the Heron logo in the seating is epic. I agree. That looks really good right here on the left-hand side. So that does look really, really neat. So it's coming together, and I will be there tomorrow. And this is I don't know if I'll get this view either, but this is a shot of the canopy. So that's pretty cool as well. What else do I have? Oh, look at these. What do you guys think? Do you think I think this is the parking garage. So some cool stuff. I think it's on the parking garage. I should be able to confirm that when I go to the stadium. So that's neat. I like that. And then we got another heron there as well. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs says, still a little weird that the CCC games will be at the old stadium. Well, it's because this one's not going to be ready yet. It's not going to be ready in time. I think the first CONCACAF Champions game is March 8th or something like that. It's coming up soon, and the stadium won't be ready. So it's going to be right to the last minute. But I think this is a cool touch. Now, again, I'm not sure where this is in the stadium. Just looking at it, I think it's the garage, but I could be completely wrong. This could be the actual stadium. I don't know until I go there tomorrow. But I'm going to go there tomorrow and find out. All right. You guys want to spend a little time looking at kits? This is the overall view of all the kits. We could do that. Let's start off for our friend Anu Weissman. Let's give our thoughts here on this kit. Anu, what do you think? Help me out. Why do you have green on your shirt? There's no green on your logo, I don't think. It's, red and black. I like it, though. I think it looks really cool. I think this is a really nice design. Could go down as in the top tier. Red in my opinion. I didn't do what I saw some people having these the ranking kind of things. I don't know. LM10, are you referring to the jersey? I hate it. Anu likes it. Anu, it's kind of more important what Anu thinks on this one, just because he might be wearing it, so he might buy it. So, we could jump ahead just in case we darn it, I'm messing up my images. So we'll jump ahead just in case we don't have time to go through everything. What are your thoughts on the new Miami kit? So this is a nice view of the new Miami kit. So I tweeted this out, and this is pretty much how I feel. I like it, don't love it. I am a huge fan of the collar. I know that is like a room divider. People love the collar or they hate the collar. I'm a fan of the collar. I do wish the stripes on the shoulder were pink. I want more pink. I don't like the gray on the shoulders. I didn't like the gray on the last year's black kit either. I want it to pop more. So, and I like the material. It looks good. I also find it funny. Here, let's go to this. When I do enjoy. Here, Anu is telling me why they were using green. There's a delay. Sometimes the answers take a little while to get here. Celebrating the 30th anniversary of the Summer Olympics in Atlanta. I haven't bought it yet. Okay, all right, makes sense. I like it. But I just find it funny how all these teams wrap words around a jersey. It's just a plain black shirt. Let's be honest, guys. Plain black shirt. But they say the Presagio's elevated design fuses everyday style with all-day comfort, powered by Climate Cool Plus technology to keep fans feeling fresh wherever they rep Inter Miami from stadium to street. So they're basically saying the fact that it is simple means more people can wear it around town. That is good streetwear. The black jersey features a sleek collar that delivers a streetwear edge, complemented by gray shoulder stripes that should be pink, and Inter Miami CF crest in all pink, topped with the silver star representing the club's historic 2025 MLS Cup title. So, and then the rest is just about it, sponsors. But so the idea, feel fresh when you're wearing it in the stadium or if you're wearing it on the street. Wow, Boss Daddy in his photo in this picture wearing. I prefer last year's look, too plain and basic. I'll be honest, I did not like last year's. I at first thought it was okay, but the more I look at it, the more I disliked it. I don't like the black and the gray. I just don't. And so I think it is plain. Some people say, oh, it looks like a polo. There you go, the streetwear. That's their excuse. So they picked a plain shirt and then they try to wrap words around it to explain the plain shirt, which I think is funny. But overall, I think it is sleek. I like it. This team does like simple jerseys. We've never had a jersey like some of these others that have like sublimation all over it. It's here you go. This is what they're saying, Julio. It's an all-day kind of shirt, not just for the stadium. That's what they're saying. This is classic. So yeah, plain is generally considered classic. It's considered, sleek or considered clean. It's got a clean look. That's what when I look at this, I think it looks clean. But in reality, it's just a plain black polo. I get it. If it didn't have, the big anchor on it and some, Now, I saw somebody do a Photoshop rendering and changing the collar to pink and then the cuff lines or whatever to pink. That would look really good too. I like the contrast. I like the dark and the light. I like the contrast. So overall, I like it. I will probably buy it. But I don't know. So because I do tend to love the third kits. And I honestly don't see myself. I don't generally buy two kits in one season. They're $200. This shirt, folks, if you want the star, you have to buy the authentic. That's one thing I did realize this year that I did not know before, is that if you want the star, you have to buy the authentic. If you buy the replica, no star. And the replica, let's be honest, a replica is really intended for the fans. The replica is generally a little bit of a thicker material that'll stand up better in the washing machine. It is a patch instead of this heat-applied plasticky shield. So it's a patch that is going to stay on there better. So the fan-made shirts are the ones that we really are supposed to be buying, right? But and they're a little bit cheaper, but it doesn't come with a star, and I find that odd. I look through other MLS teams, like it's same thing with like LA Galaxy. You know, the fan shirt does not have the replica. I forgot the word for a second. The replica does not have the fan shirts. God, the replica does not have the stars. My gosh, I can't talk. And this is the thing where you're supposed to talk. So I talked about that jersey. Let's talk about some of the other jerseys. What do you guys think about Austin's shirt? These are alphabetical, by the way. I like this one. I like this one a lot. I think it's clean. It's simple. It goes. They're going with they still, as our home jersey, have basically the same as our pink jersey. They've got that same design that we have as our home jersey, with the two tones of one color and stripes. They have that, so they're still keeping that one. And then they've got this one as their away jersey. I think this is to me. You know, if you're going to put them in like 4 categories or something like that, I mean, this is like, or 3 categories, whatever, upper mid. You know, it's nice. I like it. Here is Charlotte's. It's pretty simple, but it's cool. It's all right. It's got a little designing up on the neckline. It's all right. LM10 saying he likes the Yeti sponsor. Well, yeah, if you like Yeti, that's good. This one is if you like insurance, right? Allies Insurance, I think. Chicago's classic. I love this jersey. I think this is great because it's a throwback kind of to their old jerseys. So I think this was a home run for Chicago. I think they did a good job. My only thing is, and the same thing would apply to ours, the only thing I don't like about collars is sometimes that collar end starts to curl up. Now, it doesn't do it on my polos that I wear to work, but soccer jerseys, they tend to curl up a little bit, and I don't really care for that one. Louis is saying, I wonder what the home jersey of Miami will look like. It's the same shirt we wore last year. The home jersey is not changing this year. It'll change next year. Oh, and just to go to about that, let's go back to there's some conversation here. Footy Headline has why is this playing? Footy Headline has an article out. Footy Headlines usually gets all these leaks right, and they're talking about the expectation for the release of the next shirts. So generally speaking, you only get one new jersey every year. Last year was the exception where we got 2. We technically got 3. So the third kit, you know, happens for some teams. So we'll get 2 new jerseys. We'll get the away kit this year and the third kit. But the home jersey is staying the same. Last year was unique in that we got 3 new jerseys, right? Which makes sense. You got Messi, you want to sell shirts. But we're keeping the same pink jersey this year. And you'll see that. So the pink jersey will change in around this time next year. And what they're talking about is here. Darn it. This website sucks. I mean, it's good information, but all the pop-ups and all this stuff, I don't like. So the current 2026 season, hang on, where we get to the actual. So the actual stuff about the shirt. So historically, Adidas and MLS have always released new kits in February, just weeks before the MLS season kicks off. But with the main season start shifting to late July, traditional release window is thrown into chaos. Because of the shortened transitional season taking place February to May 27, teams will need their annual kit updates at the start of the year. Therefore, it's highly expected that Adidas will maintain its traditionally February release window for 27. So the expectation is that we will get a new home jersey in February 2027. And then looking further ahead, you won't get another jersey until 2028 in the July window, which then would probably be a new black shirt. because that July of 2028. So anyways, that's a little confusing, but. So that's to answer your question, Louis. The home jersey is not changing. All right. Do we want to look at some more of these? Look, Cincinnati shirt. I think this is a home run. I love this one. I'm not the biggest fan of all these printing on the shirts, these sublimation type things that they do, but this one I think looks great. And if I remember correctly, I think they're wearing orange shorts, and I think that looks great. I wish we would do something like that. I wish we would wear the pink shirt with black shorts, at least for 1 year. I think that would look cool. Again, I'm big on the contrast. This sucks. This is Colorado's. Since when does Colorado wear black? And then they said something about in the description that this speaks to what Colorado is, the color-wise. I don't get it. It's the wrong color. And if our shirt looks like a plain black shirt, this one is awful. This one is awful. Tedesco is asking a shirt question. Hello together. What's your opinion on fan version and authentic version? I love the authentics because of the details, but the prices are horrible. Yeah, we talked about this a little bit ago. I'll briefly go over it. Just that the fan version or the replicas are really what we're supposed to buy. They're better made. They're going to go in the washing machine better and all that. But the details on the authentics are better. Details on the authentics are better. So you get all the patches and stuff like that. But $200 is ridiculous. And I see people complaining about that all over the place. But all sports, the jerseys are expensive. You ever look at like the Marlins jersey? They're like, I think they're over $200, right? So the jerseys are just ridiculous right now. But LM10 says Colorado is the worst. I don't know. I think we could do worse. We'll go through these kind of quick. I think we could do worse. This one's fine. It's simple. It's kind of like what we've got going on, but just yellow, right? It's pretty simple. But here, look, Columbus put a few yellow lines in the collar. So I think if we did something like that on our black shirt, put a couple pink lines in the collar, I think it would like jump. It would look really good. But this is cool. It's a classic look. So it seems like this year with MLS, you got one. You're like all the way to this side or all the way to that side, right? It's just like our politics. They're either very clean and simple or they're wacky. Oh, LM said so far. Yes, it's the worst so far. This one I love. I am a huge fan. To me, this is one of the top jerseys out this year. This shirt, I think, as much as I'm a fan of our shirt because it's our team, I like this shirt better. I think this design is awesome. And it's also, I think, a great design for that team. Because FC Dallas, once they became FC Dallas, they started wearing the hoops. And they've kind of gone away from the hoops. They used to have red and white hoops. They've gone away from it. And here they're bringing them back in, I think, a very classy way. I think this is an outstanding shirt. Pretty simple. DC United, simple. It's kind of a meh, middle of the pack. Tedesco saying he's from Germany. It's hard to get full authentic shirts. Does MLS Store ship to Germany? I wonder. I think does it ship all around the world? I don't know. Never tried. Go to MLSstore.com and see if it'll ship. I'm sure the shipping will be crazy expensive, though. That's why people buy from those Chinese sites, but it's not the same quality. This might be one of the worst jerseys out there. See LM10? I said we get worse. This might be. It's like there's 30 teams. This might be the 29th worst. This might be the 29th. It's awful. This one's not bad. Again, a lot of these with Kansas City, they like to do these patterns, these kind of Argyle type patterns. They've done them for years. This one's a little bit different. It's not quite Argyle, but it does make me, they use weird patterns like that quite often. It's not bad. It's okay. Their sponsor, though, doesn't really jump off the shirt. It looks cool if you're wearing it, right? But if you're on the field, I wouldn't be happy as the main sponsor. It's going to be hard to see that Compass Minerals on the TV, I think. But, whatever. I think this one's class. I love this shirt. I think LA knocked it out of the park on this one. I think they did great. I saw some people being a little upset about the break in the sash for the sponsor, but I mean, you got to make the sponsor jump out. Just what I was saying about the other shirt, how the sponsor doesn't jump out. The sponsor jumps out here. So it makes sense to break it up. The only other way you could do it is if you put a big thick stroke around Herbalife, and then you could have left the full sash. Anyways, I think this is classic LA Galaxy, slightly fresh look. I think they did a really good job on this one. Okay, so this is the one we're going to play next week. LAFC. I think this is a miss. I think it's ugly. I don't mind the idea of all these weird patterns, but they're too bright. It needed to be a more subtle. You know how like that one year we had the herons in our black shirt? It was very, very subtle. It should have been something like that. This is too much. It's too busy. Way too busy, in my opinion. Julio says, is it me? Is it just me? I just can't like any other team's jersey. See, I can. And I could just, maybe it's because, I have a bit of a design background and things like that. I can get into just the design elements and just appreciation of shirts. Because there is going to be a shirt up here that I'm going to talk about that I like that I should not like. Yep, here we go. Our shirt. But again, our shirt, if we're ranking all the shirts, it's the middle of the pack. It's plain. It's a plain shirt. Am I going to buy it? Am I going to like to wear it? Yeah. But, it's a middle of the pack shirt. They really didn't try that hard this year. They're just trying to be, streamlined, clean, classy. LAFC equals ugly. Too much going on. I agree. It's going to get worse. Don't worry. We're going to go through all of them. We'll go a little bit long. We went over this on Wednesday. It's pretty good. Minnesota United, not bad. They got the sash back as well, kind of subtly, but there is the sash. Seek16 says he hates the collar. I assume you're talking about the Inter Miami shirt. Again, I mentioned that earlier. It's a room splitter. Like, you love collars or you hate collars. I like it. I'm a collar guy. I like the collar. Now, I know players don't always like the collar, but I'm not a player, so I don't care. This one I like. Montreal, I think they did a good job on this. It's kind of like digitized kind of pattern on there. I'm not sure. Is it supposed to make it? Is it supposed to make something? Am I supposed to see something in that pattern? Is it like one of those shirts, like those posters you used to stare at? If you stare at it a lot, you see what the hidden message is? I don't know. Nashville, don't like this. They kind of did the same thing we did with our pink jersey, 2024, I guess. When we had everything centered down the middle. Didn't like it then, don't like it now, but it's even worse for them because they've got the two centered and then the horizontal sponsor, whereas at least our sponsor was more kind of roundish, squarish, whatever, sat in the middle a little bit better. This is awful. Don't like it. This is awful too. Too much going on. New England. Don't like it. I get it. Star stripes, all that kind of stuff. Maybe is this supposed to be like a fireworks? Like the 4th of July fireworks? I don't know. Don't like it. This is New York Red Bulls. This is supposed to harken back to the Metro Stars, what they used to be named, the New York Metro Stars. It's okay. It's busy, though. I'm not crazy for busy. So, I lean towards the more simple shirts, but I just want a little more accents and color. This one's not bad. It's got some sort of weird pattern in it. Is that geodesic pattern or whatever? I guess if you stare at it too long, you might see things. It's all right. It's pretty good. Okay, here. This is the one I said I was going to like and I shouldn't like. I like this shirt. Again, it's plain, but I like the fact that it's yellow with the purple. I think it works well. I shouldn't like it because it's Orlando. I should hate it, but I like it. It's just a good design, I think. And there's some sort of sublimation type pattern in there, but I don't know if it's a lion or something. I think it is. Can't really quite tell, but I think that color combination works. And again, they put the purple on the cuffs of the sleeve. I like that. They put the purple on the stripes. We did that before on one of our black shirts. Anu is saying, as far as the New England shirt, come on, Peter. It's a 1776 kit from New England celebrating 250 years. Okay, fine. It may have a good reason, but I don't have to like it. They could have done a better 1776 celebrating the 250 years design. It's not a good design. I can appreciate the meaning, but I don't like the design. This one's pretty cool. The Philadelphia Unions. It's a lot going on, but it's subtle. It's pretty cool. I always like their blue and the gold look. That's good. I don't like this. I mean, what's cool about the Portland shirt is how they have the green is kind of subdued. It's kind of lighter in color, but I don't like it. It's got some weird like oval type arch pattern in it. I don't get it. It's just like, I don't know. Just don't like it. It's ugly. Real Salt Lake. What did they try to rip off the FC Dallas shirt a little bit? Just went darker colors and flipped them around a little bit. Where I thought the FC Dallas shirt worked so well, I think this is a miss. It's just okay. They've got some weird pattern going on in the red. I don't get it, like mountains or something like that. I don't like it. Sucks. This I think sucks as well. Don't like this. I don't like when there's so much going on. I don't like it. It might look good on TV, but I'm not a fan of this. Anu is all about the reasons for it. He says 100-year anniversary for Providence Park. That's the Portland one. Yeah, bad design. I don't like the design. Sucks. This one I just don't really care for either. This one might look good on the players, but it's not going to look good on fat guy. And you know, us fans sitting in the stadium quite often are fat guys. It's not going to look good on a fat guy. Those lines are going to be all stretched out over your beer gut. It's not going to be fat. Battered. I knew it was saying battered herons went into detail for every kit. Oh, okay. I don't care about the story behind the kit. I'm just telling you what they look like. Battered herons are good guys though. So. Oh no, he said battered MLS. The same guys. Whatever. The good guys. Okay, I think this might be the 28th worst. I hate it. This is like based off the Grateful Dead. Don't like it. Sucks. But I don't like tie-dye. I will never wear a tie-dye shirt. It's awful. This is one simple, clean, Seattle. I like it. It's okay. But it's just a t-shirt, right? You know, but it's a cool color, at least. It's a cool color. Okay, this to me is the worst shirt. This is the worst jersey in the entire season. The Tina Turner shirt. You know, I get she's important to them or whatever. I think here, let me see if I can zoom in. Let's see. There she is right there on the bottom. That's Tina. But this shirt is just awful. I saw some people commenting it looks decent when you wear it, but it looks awful. Don't like it. Terrible. Classy. Toronto's. I like Toronto's a lot. I think it looks really good. I like the lines down the middle. I think that's pretty cool. Very classy. I like the simplified TFC logo at the top. I like this a lot. It's okay. Vancouver. It's fine. Put a little design on the collar. It's cool. It's all right. And that's it. That's it. Those are your jerseys. Let's go back to the one we like the most, just because it's our team. Ted Esco is saying, you and Ed should make a special video where you both rank the new shirts in a tier list. Yeah, I was looking at what a lot of people are using this website or whatever for tiered stuff. I saw that. I thought about it, but I thought it might be boring. So I figured if I just go through this fast, it's more interesting. I just felt like if I go through and just pull them and rank them, it might be boring. And also, yeah, you're right. I need Uncle Ed. I need more than me. I think it needs two opinions to make it good. So I don't know. I don't know if we'll do that. So LM10 likes Vancouver. Yeah, it's fine. It's just simple. I don't hate it. It's simple, and they put a little bit of design on the collars and the collar area and the bottom of the sleeve. It's not bad. It's fine. And then Anu saying that San Jose, let's go back to San Jose's, is showing how dead their club is. The Grateful Dead kit. I wasn't being that mean. I just thought that the jersey sucked. But yeah, I guess maybe they're a dead club a little bit. All right. Well, that's about it. Thanks so much, for everybody, for hanging out with me tonight and having some fun talking about the jerseys, talking about our excitement for this upcoming Saturday when Inter Miami faces LAFC. Actually, one thing I didn't talk about is this is the debut of the Walmart Saturday Showdown. So now they're going to spotlight one game on Saturday nights, and it's going to be branded with all kinds of Walmart stuff. And there's a lot going on with social media where Walmart will post things about the league. So that's good for the league. I don't know if there's any in-store related things. I think it would be cool if all of a sudden Walmart started carrying more MLS stuff. That would be neat, but I don't know if that's the case or not. But the Saturday night game will be the Walmart Saturday Showdown. I think that's what Walmart Saturday Showdown. So that's happening on Saturday. Super excited to next show. We will have actually a game that we can actually talk about and see if we're happy or not. So anyways, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Click that join button. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.